The Colorado Buffaloes, led by head coach Deion Sanders, concluded their regular season with a significant turnaround, finishing with a 9-3 overall record and a 7-2 mark in Big 12 conference play. Despite this, they missed out on a spot in the Big 12 championship game, set for December 7 at AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas. A four-way tie for first place, coupled with tiebreaker rules, kept Colorado on the outside looking in as Arizona State and Iowa State secured the two championship slot game. The Big 12 tiebreaker rules ultimately determined Colorado's fate. Here's how it played out. Colorado, 9-3, 7-2 Arizona State 10-2, 7-2 Iowa State 10-2, 7-2 and BYU 10-2, 7-2 all finished with identical conference records. Since none of these teams played each other during the regular season, head-to-head results couldn't determine the championship participants. Records against common conference opponents. The tied teams shared four common opponents: Kansas, Kansas State, Utah, and Central Florida. Arizona State went 4-0 against these teams, securing their spot. BYU and Iowa State were both 3-1. Colorado went 2-2, losing to Kansas and Kansas State, which eliminated them from contention at this stage. 2. Strength of schedule. To break the tie between BYU and Iowa State, the Big 12 evaluated the strength of each team's conference schedule, determined by the combined win percentage of their league opponents. Iowa State edged out BYU with an opponent win percentage of 36-45 compared to BYU's 31-50. BYU's weaker schedule, which included winless Oklahoma State 0-9 and struggling Arizona 2-7, hurt their chances. Colorado's championship hopes ultimately hinged on the final weekend of the regular season and tiebreaker scenarios that did not go their way. Colorado made a strong case by routing Oklahoma State 52-0 in their final game. However, the losses earlier in the season to Kansas 37-21 and Kansas State 31-28 proved costly, as those defeats weakened their tiebreaker position. Arizona State, Iowa State, and BYU all won their final games, keeping the four-way tie intact. Colorado needed at least two of those teams to lose or a specific combination of results to create a favorable tiebreaker scenario. BYU's win over Houston late Saturday night was the decisive blow, eliminating Colorado from contention. 3. What could have been? Had BYU lost, Colorado would have been in a three-way tie with Arizona State and Iowa State. Under that scenario, Colorado's head-to-head win over Texas Tech, a second-place team in the standings, could have secured their spot in the championship game. Arizona State and Iowa State will now face off in the Big 12 championship. Both teams have strong resumes, but they also sit on the fringe of the college football playoff rankings. As of now, the winner of the Big 12 title game will need to rank higher than the champion of another conference, like the American Athletic Conference (AAC), to secure an automatic playoff berth in the expanded 12-team format. Despite the disappointment, the Buffaloes' season has been a remarkable success. Improving from a 4-8 record last year and a dismal 1-11 mark in 2022, Deion Sanders has revitalized the program. Colorado is now poised for a high-profile bowl game, with the Alamo Bowl December 28 in San Antonio being a likely destination. This bowl pits a Big 12 team against a former Pac-12 team, making Colorado a strong candidate. If the Alamo Bowl passes on Colorado, the Holiday Bowl December 27 in San Diego would likely select the Buffaloes to face a team from the Atlantic Coast Conference (ACC). The loss to Kansas in November, where the Buffaloes fell into a 17-0 hole and never recovered, remains a painful blemish. A narrow loss to Kansas State in October, despite holding a late lead, further complicated their path to the championship. The Big 12's expansion to 16 teams this season, with the addition of Colorado, Arizona State, Arizona, and Utah, has complicated the league's structure. Without divisions in a full round-robin schedule, teams only play 9 conference games, leaving several opponents off the schedule. This setup has increased the likelihood of multi-team ties and necessitated reliance on tiebreakers, as evidenced this year. Though falling short of the Big 12 championship, Colorado's future under Sanders looks bright. With a rejuvenated program and growing national attention, the Buffaloes are primed to build on this season's success and contend for more accolades in the years to come.